Hey guys, it's Tamara from Lacquer Lockdown and welcome to another nail art tutorial. This one was inspired by Sveta Sanders, and if you don't know who that is, you are living under a nail art rock. She is pretty awesome. I'll put the link for her channel below. You should definitely check her out. But what I'm doing now is just putting down my same old, it's peel off base coat, and I'm going back in because it looks like I missed the spot. So just covering that up, but you guys know I love this for glitters and whatever as the base to my mani, so just putting the prep down so I can keep going. And I'm going to be using a polish that I just got. It's from Bow Polish. It's from their Thermo line. When I purchased this was the only thermo polish I guess they had, like the thermal top coat, and this is just, it was literally called Bow's Thermo Top Coat Polish, and it goes from this deep black holographic that you can see to this kind of grayish white color, which I love. It transitions beautifully, and you can see it on my other nail here how fabulous it looks. So I have no idea why I'm applying it as though I have some molasses in my gears, but anyway, you guys know that I'm super careful when I apply my polish, now that you guys can see it real time, because I don't like flooding my cuticles. But also, when you flood your cuticles and you're using black polish, it's really hard to clean it up well enough that when you go back and you look at it, you're not absolutely horrified by your photos, because there's all this black nail polish stuck everywhere into your cuticles that you can't get out. So I think that might be one reason why I'm moving so slow, although this is a little slow even for me. And you can see this polish is kind of sheer. I mean, it is manufactured as a top coat, but I actually tried putting this over another polish before and it looked really horrible. So I don't know that I would recommend doing that. I actually think it works the best as a standalone polish. It does kind of dry. You'll see in a minute when I finish doing this coat and I go back in. You would think that this would be opaque in two coats, but it's not. It's very, very sheer. And actually what I found, what I was trying to show you guys here, is even though it looks very glossy, as it dries down to this almost, no, it's definitely matte. It dries down to this matte, dull finish. See what I mean? And when it dries down, that's when you can really tell just how sheer it applied. So it really did actually take me 3 full coats in order to get this polish to opacity. And I'm sorry I'm blocking the camera. One thing that I don't necessarily love about the Bow polishes is that they don't have the caps that twist off, so that, you know, inside there's a smaller cap and then you can take off the square. No, these actually have a square lid entirely, and it's so hard to maneuver with the square lid and actually not block the camera. Aside from the fact that I don't like the square lids for polishing in general, because I think it just makes it harder for you to be neater and to hold the brush so that you can actually get down onto your nail and do what you want to do. So finally I finished. It's opaque, thank God. You can see it also dried kind of bulky, and I don't really like that, but that's okay. Sally Hansen Diamond Flash to the rescue. It's gonna take care of everything and leave this looking really shiny and super pretty, and all the holographic will pop. And also it's somewhat leveled, that kind of lumpy bumpy finish that it has. And you can see my other nails don't look lumpy at all. That's because it's Sally Hansen, and so that just levels everything out. So next I'm going to be using Marianne Nails M85, I think, MN85, and this is Mundo de Uñas, and I'm just applying that over the birds. I'm going to scrape, and right after I scrape, I'm going to go ahead and pick up again with my Messy Mansion Crystal Stamper version 1. And although this is exactly what I was talking about actually in my last review of the Uber Cheek stamper, that tunnel vision, which kind of drives me crazy because it's hard to show you guys, but the stamper is so soft, it's beautiful. So you can go ahead and transfer. I'm just transferring over the birds, and I kind of tried to pick a pattern that made it look like they were flying down my nails. and I thought that would work the best. I'm just cleaning up with some tape just to get rid of as much of the birds as I can before I switch over to acetone to clean up the rest of it. Unfortunately, I couldn't get much of it off the cuticle, so I just kind of gave up the ghost. This is that angular Kolinsky from Fab Your Nails that I love so much. It's a really great cleanup brush, and for whatever reason, even though it's a little bit big, it really gets down into the crevices. I forgot to mention this. Someone asked me about this before, but usually I will tap off my brush a little bit before I touch it to my cuticles to clean up to prevent flooding and ruining my mani. So lastly, I'm just going to apply Sally Hansen Instant Dry again to, Diamond Flash to my nails. And you see how sensitive this thermal is. It just totally started transitioning right away, which I really love. Gosh, these bow polishes, the thermals are so amazing. So it just transferred beautifully. So now you can see I have 2 nails with disappearing birds. Well, some disappearing and some that are already kind of there, visible. And so next I'm going to go back to that same plate as I want to do an accent nail. And I'm just taking Faith, this is Muña de Uñas again, and I'm going to scrape off just that word and transfer again with my Messy Mansion Crystal Stamper version 1.0. And I'm going to try to aim Faith. The way that I'm stamping like upside down almost, so that when my nails are flipped up right side up the way I take my photos, this will be, you can read it that direction. So it looks upside down right now, but it won't be when I take my pictures. I'm going back because I still want the birds to kind of look like they're flying through this accent. And now I'm gonna do like some precision stamping, and I'm gonna kind of aim. You're gonna notice I don't go back and pick up ever again from that plate. I'm literally looking at my nail, and everywhere that I don't have Faith stamped, I'm just gonna come right to my part of the nail and put a stamped bird there. There's actually still birds that I didn't stamp on my nail on that stamper. And so now what you see, I'm just aiming again to put another bird right at the edge of my nail. And sorry, I couldn't quite capture that on the barrel, but you can see the bird's wing kind of coming down in between. And so I'm just going to show you what it's like. I'm putting my hands in some very cold water, and you're going to see the transition right away because my lights are very hot. So black is the cold color and the gray is when it's warm. And you can see how beautifully this transitions. The scattered holo just comes through everywhere. This just ended up being a really beautiful mani. I really love it. I think this is actually probably one of the most successful thermal manis I've ever done, and that's in part just thanks to how beautifully this bow polish transitions. I really hope you guys like this mani, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please definitely subscribe because I have lots more tutorials coming. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye!